Hi, welcome to the Fly with Me video. Thank you for showing up. We're going to start out in a comfortable seat. We're going to get right into it. This is going to be similar to a flow class, but still more like a workshop. Today we'll be working on crow and side crow. The first half of the video will just be crow. And then if you want to come back on another day to work on your side crow, feel free to break it up, or you can do the whole class in one shot. In the meantime, we're going to start to open up the ankles. So come to sit on your heels. You can always place a block underneath your feet, and then just start to roll out the wrists. Really nice. Go ahead and just relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Place the hands anywhere on the body and close your eyes. Take a moment to notice your breath before we begin. Maintain the connection with your breath throughout class. Empty your lungs. Now take a full inhale through your nose. Open mouth side out. Beginning to open the eyes. We'll be working on building the fire from the center. That's where the energy is coming for these arm balances. So we want to cultivate abdominal core work, abdominal strength rather, throughout class and in during the life of our yoga practice. So with that being in mind, I'll remind you to really feel where you can engage your core and shift your weight for arm balancing. All right, go ahead and sweep the arms up. Breathe in here. As you exhale, take a twist to the right. Hook the left hand on the outside of the right knee, and then bring the right hand behind you. Start to shift your right shoulder back and then the left shoulder forward. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And slowly come through center. Inhale once again, lengthen up. And then exhale, go ahead and hook your right hand on the outside of your left knee and take that twist to the left. Take the gaze over your left shoulder. Where's your gaze? Where's your weight? Pull the belly up and in. And then slowly come back through center. Glad we'll start class on our all fours on our hands and knees. For a moment here, you'll notice or bring your awareness to your fingers. They're going to be slightly spread. The thumbs are not going to be too spread from your index finger, so you kind of want that in a more natural position, just to protect the joints. And now engage the knuckles, and you'll hear this cue as well as the fingertips. So we'll have full engagement of the hands. And now the weight is in the heel of the hand. Hold it here. Go ahead and drop the belly. Let's open up with some cat cows. Lift the gaze, lift the tailbone up, and then take the gaze to the inner thighs or the navel as you round the spine. Spread the shoulder blades apart. We got to open the back side of the body. Breathe in here to find your cow shape, and then breathe out to find that cat shape. Cat shape, tuck the chin. Oh, really nice. Take two more at your own pace. Toes can stay tucked or untucked. And then round. One more inhale here. Exhale, round. Beautiful. Let's be back with the spine neutral. And if you find you're always here arching, go ahead and pull that belly up and in and shift the tailbone to point toward the back of the mat. Slide the right leg behind you. Inhale here. We're going to start to warm the core up. Drop your right hip and lift the right leg up so the right toes point down. Immediately lengthen the neck. Inhale. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your nose, round the spine. We're going to train the muscles so we can activate these muscles as we use them. Inhale to extend. Exhale, pull the knee into the nose, round the spine. Again, inhale to extend. Exhale, knee to nose round. One more inhale to extend. Exhale, knee to nose round. And then extend your right leg. Extend your left arm and hold it here. Really elongate that right leg and left arm. Tuck the chin. Take the gaze directly out in front of you. Now slowly lower the left hand and the right knee. Maybe you come through a cat-cow as you let that go. Left side, left leg extends behind you. Drop the left hip. And now pick the foot off of the mat so that the toes point down. Feel that energy in the back of the left leg. Squeeze left knee to your nose, round. Inhale to extend. Exhale, knee comes to nose and round. Really nice. Inhale. Two more. Exhale. Knee comes into nose, round. Inhale. Last time. Exhale. Knee to nose or forehead, round. And then extend. This time, reach the right arm out in front of you and stabilize here, strengthening the lower back. Bring that weight into that left hand. Lift out of that shoulder. So you're going to pull that shoulder back away from the ears. And now lower the left knee and the right hand down. Beautiful. Bring your knees wide, big toes to touch, and then just take a child's pose. Stretch the arms out in front of you. Hold it here. Forehead comes down. Melt it to the mat. See if you can release some tension in the body, in the jaw. You might flutter the lips. You might begin to soften your gaze. And slowly think about sinking into the mat. Observe this cathartic release. And then keeping the knees exactly where they are, I want you to slowly ripple forward and bring the shoulders over the wrists. You might need to slide the hands back. Knees can stay wide here, and this is just going to help you keep the hips in line with the shoulders. So draw your chin a little beyond the fingertips, and now wrap the triceps in. Elbows point behind you. Slowly begin to let the elbows graze the ribs as you lower halfway. And now straighten the arms. So we're working on chaturanga. This is really, I would say everyone who's taking this class should already have 1 year of yoga practice doing chaturanga, becoming familiar with it. And again, lower down about halfway and then straighten the arms. One more time, lower halfway. Give me the knuckles and the fingertips. Fully engage. Next day's long. Take another full breath. And now straighten the arms. Come back to your child's pose. If you can hold that chaturanga for, I would say, upwards to a minute, then you're definitely ready to advance into your crow practice, into your side crow. When you're ready, come back to lifting the shoulders over the wrists. And then we're going to go ahead and just tuck the toes and meet in all fours. Now with the toes tucked, lift your hips up, bring your torso towards your thighs, downward facing dog. Begin to root the palms in the mat and really press through the balls of the feet and pretend as if you were to rip this mat in half. That's how fully engaged the body is. That's how engaged the legs and the hands are. That's really how you are going to grow your practice. It's being hyper aware of everything that you're doing. Going right into your first round of standing, bring your big toes to touch and lift the right leg up. You can keep a soft bend in that left knee if you like. Flex your right foot and hold it here. Breathe in. As you exhale, bring your right knee on the outside of your right elbow. Core is working. Push away the earth. Lift that right knee up a little bit more. Take one more deep breath. Flex your right foot. And now bring your right foot on the outside of your right pinky. Big transition. Using the core, building that fire, building the heat and strength. Hold it here with the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale. We're in a wide forward fold, so your right foot is on the outside of your right pinky. As you exhale, left hand stays down. Right arm's going to come up for a twist. Pull your left shoulder back. And think about really squeezing those shoulder blades together as you open up and they're fully stacked. Lift your hips up a little. Take the gaze up to the ceiling. And now slowly bring the left knee down. Reach the right arm behind you. Bend your left knee and just grab the top of your left foot with your right hand, opening up. We'll take this as a counter stretch for the quad. Inhale here. Exhale, push your left foot into your right hand, just enough to broaden the collarbones. Take the gaze up to the ceiling. Neck stays long. Now slowly release the top of your left foot. Bring your right hand down. Tuck your left toes, lift the left knee up. Go ahead and bring the left foot on the outside of the left pinky, heels in, toes out, yogi squat. Palms come together. Once you get to that squat position, see if you can elongate the spine. So pulling the belly up and in and lengthening the crown of the head up. Use the strength of the arms as leverage to open the legs up, open up the hips. So we want to have a little flexibility in the hips and the shoulders for our arm balance, as well as awareness on the shift in weight. So we'll be playing a lot with what does it feel like? Where is my weight when I'm in this arm balance? Take one more deep breath. And now just bring your left arm on the outside of your left thigh. Reach your right arm up toward the ceiling. Tense your left fingers for a twist. Slowly bring the palms back together. Your right shoulder is in front of your right knee this time. Stretch your arm on a diagonal and reach your left arm up on a diagonal, twisting once again. Really nice. Bring both hands back to center. Using the strength of your core, you're just going to lift up about halfway. And now plant the hands down, step the right leg back as you parallel the feet, step the left foot back into a plank. Inhale here, and we're going to start to build some more heat. So go ahead and push your hips forward, squeeze the inner thighs together, engage the glute, and pull the belly up and in. Root the palms further in the mat and find where can you let go. So there's a moment where we activate the muscles, but not to exhaustion. Finding that delicate balance. That's what you're always searching for. Where's the balance? How can I maintain this with as much ease as possible? Take one more deep breath. Now rock forward on the toes, lower all the way down. I'm going to scoot back a little. So you're lying on your navel, on the belly. Bring the tops of the feet into the mat. Slide your palms so they line up with your ribcage. Squeeze, root the pubic bone down, and then begin to lift the chest up as the pubic bone comes down. Lifting your chest up, kneecaps lift, legs are engaged. Lift up even more. Hold it here. Go ahead and bring the shoulders back and down away from the ears. Take one more deep breath as you rise. Exhale as you release. Tuck your toes. Stay with that breath. Push right into a plank. Work on that upper body strength. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Left side, left leg lifts up as the big toes come to touch. And straighten that leg. You can put a soft bend on the right knee. And now bring that left knee to your left elbow or tricep so it's as high up as you can get it. Use the strength of your hips here, really building heat and fire. And now bring the left foot on the outside of the left pinky. Lift the hips up slightly. Bring your right hand underneath the shoulders. Take a gaze and make sure it's there. And then sweep the left arm up. Pull the right shoulder back. Make sure your shoulders are in one line. Crinkle those fingers. Grip the mat with your right hand. Feel the openness in the back of the right knee as you engage that right leg. And now soften the bend on the right knee. Sweep your left arm behind you and see if you can reach back and grab the top of your right foot. Again, this is a counter stretch. Push your right foot into your hand and begin to open up. Take the gaze up to the ceiling. Nice stretch for that quad. Lean into it. Settle in. Nice and juicy. And then slowly release. Bring your left hand back inside of your left foot. Tuck your right toes. Yogi squat or malasana. Right foot steps forward. Lower down. Bring your hands to your heart center. All right, now that the body's warming up, we're going to prepare to take advantage of that. Same thing with the twist, starting out with the left side. Left arm extends out in front of you. Left arm in front of left knee. Reach your right arm up. Breathe in here. And this time, if you have it in your practice, let's start to open the shoulders. You might take a bind. Reach that left arm so it hooks around your left shin. Right hand comes around your back. And maybe you can clasp the hands. Hold it here. Don't lose the length in the spine. Press through your heels, stay strong in the legs. And now slowly release. Come back to center. Let's take that on the other side. Stretch the right arm out in front of you. Reach the left arm up. Maybe take the gaze up. You can always stay here. This is just an offering. If not, you're going to take the bind so we can open the shoulders. Left hand comes around your back. See if you can clasp your right hand and hold it here. You get that dual action, opening the hip, opening the shoulders. I love that. We're always maximizing each pose, and then slowly release. Bring your both hands back to your heart center. Press through your heels, and this time we'll bring this prayer overhead. Inhale here, using the strength of our legs. High prayer. Exhale, parallel your feet, hinge from the hips, and just melt the belly on the thighs as you're releasing the upper body. Don't worry about straightening the legs. You can keep a slight bend in the knees if that feels good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Fingertips can stay on the mat. And then as you exhale, bend your knees. You might need to bring the hands back, step the right leg back. Left foot meets right in plank. Going for vinyasa together. We really want to nail this chaturanga. So take the gaze out in front of you. Rock forward slightly on the toes. Lower down halfway. Hold. For 3. For 2. On 1, you're going to straighten the arms, untuck your toes, find an up dog, wrap those triceps into the rib cage. You might even lift those glutes. You'll see I'll engage my glutes to protect my lower back as I pull my belly in. Keep the legs nice and long. Hold it here for one more deep breath. And now hug the navel in as you lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll onto the soles of the feet. Let something go. All right, I think the body's starting to feel warm. We're going to take this next round into our crow. Big toes come to touch. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, pause. Still working on that core strength. Hold. Lift the right knee up even more. Now bring the right foot outside right pinky to the best of your ability. Go ahead, left hand under the shoulder. Reach the right arm up. We're in that wide low lunge. Shoulders are stacked. One line from wrist to wrist. Bring the left knee down. Now reach behind you. Counter stretch. Just grab the top of your left foot. Push the foot into the hand. Begin to open up. Slowly release the top of your foot. Bring your right hand back to meet the left. Tuck your left toes. Yogi squat, top of the mat. Use your core. All right. Body is revved up, warm. This is where we're going to take advantage. First way we're going into crow is from Malasana. So begin to press through your heels, lift out of your hips a bit using the strength of your quads. Plant your hands down under the shoulders and now lift your hips up a little more. Begin to toe heel the feet together. So you got to get some space here. Once the feet are together, you might just stay here. If you're feeling like you're a little, this isn't the day, maybe this isn't when I want to work on it, then you can pick this video up another day. If not, you're going to lift onto the balls of your feet. Your heels are going to lift. As your heels lift, you'll see my knees are going to start to open up. Before you even bring your knees into your armpits, I just want you to lift onto the balls of your feet. Feel that rise. Keep the weight even in the palms. Think about a starfish gripping a rock. Now draw your heels together as knees butterfly open. Come higher on the balls of the feet, enough to place the knees into the triceps or the armpits. Take the gaze out in front of you and begin to shift your weight forward. Now you don't even have to lift your feet up. Today, your feet can stay on the ground. Here we go. Even weight. Index, pinky, knuckles are engaged. Thumb is engaged. Start to lift one foot off the mat. This might be where you stay, or you lift both feet off the mat. Bring the big toes to touch. Maybe today you're working on straightening the arms. Hold it here. Where do you feel your weight? Are you using the heel of your hand? Are you using your fingertips to grip the mat? Take one more deep breath. When you're ready, either step it back, or if you like, you can jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's take that one more time. Big toes come to touch. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee outside, left elbow. Hold it. Left foot softly lands. Right hand and stays under the shoulder. Left arm comes up for the twist. Dial your right shoulder down your back. Soften the right knee to the ground. Reach behind you. Grab the top of your left foot with your right hand. Push the foot into the hand. This is just a counter pose as you open up. Find an expansion in the chest. Breathe in. And then slowly release. Left hand meets your left foot. Tuck your right toes. Lift the hips. Yogi squat once again. Sit nice and low. Palms come together. Roll out the wrists. Do whatever you have to do to neutralize in the joints. I know this can be pretty challenging as you work on your wrist and shoulder strength. So the indicator is whether or not you can do that chaturanga. When you feel really confident in your chaturanga is when crow is for you. All right, so place your hands back underneath the shoulders. Same thing, working on the same transition. Lift your hips up about halfway. Toe heel your feet together. Once the big toes are touching, you're going to lift your heels up. Draw your heels toward one another as the knees open wide. Hug the navel in. I really want you to pay attention to the placement of your weight. Lift high on the balls of the feet. Take the gaze forward. And now as you plant the hands down and the weight is evenly distributed, even the knuckles are engaged, lift one or both feet off the mat. Big toes come to touch. Hold it here for 2 breaths. Can you settle into the shape? Can you feel grounded? Where's your breath? Where are your thoughts? When you're ready, step or jump to bent elbows. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, come into a child's pose. If you'd like to proceed to the second part of this video, go ahead and do so. Or maybe you just release here for the first half and come back to it. Welcome to the second half of this video. If you decided to do the whole thing, great. All right, go ahead and make your way to a tabletop position from your child's pose. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Take a full inhale here. And then empty the lungs and just feel the breath help you dissolve any tension in the body. All right, just gonna fire up the core so we can prepare for our side crow. So listen carefully. You're gonna hold it here in your down dog with your seat really reaching up and the palms rooted and feet as if you were trying to tear this mat apart. And now you're gonna just bring your forearms down, creating a letter 11 with the forearms. Elbows are in line with the wrist, so we're not gonna have them splay open. And then you're just going to hold it here. You can stay on the balls of the feet or work on sinking your heels to the mat. While you're here, you can take the gaze forward, keep the core fully engaged, breathe in, and then as you exhale, lift one forearm, opposite forearm up, come back to downward facing dog. You can do that simultaneously if you want to really work the shoulders and really start to sculpt the upper body. Let's take that 3 more times. Forearms are going to come down, squeezing together. Automatically broaden your collarbones, activate your lats or your back muscles here by really expanding in the collarbones and the chest and drawing the elbows toward the feet. And now one or both forearms are going to lift depending on your strength. Downward facing dog. Still warming the body up. Inhale. Exhale, one or both forearms land. Coming back to your dolphin pose. You can take the gaze out in front of you. You can find a little play here. If you want to lift one leg up and alternate. And then lift one or both forearms up. Downward facing dog. One final core tidbit here before we move on. Your left hand stays down. You're going to pick up your right hand, guide it towards your left ankle, and then take the gaze underneath your left armpit for a twist. Inhale. Pull the belly up and in. Look underneath your armpit. Take that gaze up. Hold it here for one more deep breath. And then bring your right hand down. Let that go. Left hand reaches back. Grab the left right ankle or your right calf. Take that gaze up to the ceiling. Root your right palm in the mat. Anchor the left foot. Use that as leverage to twist and gaze. And then slowly bring the left hand back down. Inhale here. On your exhale, big toes are going to come to touch, going right into your second standing sequence. Right leg lifts up. As you exhale, bring your knee to your nose, step your right foot through, low lunge. Right ankle stays under your right knee. Immediately wrap the outer hip in on the right side, and the same thing on the left. So you're going to start to squeeze your inner thighs together. As you squeeze the inner thighs together, reach your arms forward and up. Come into a crescent lunge. Once you get to that crescent lunge, offer up the heart, lengthen the arms up, but stay really rooted. Play with that duality or that opposition, sitting nice and low, and then lengthening up, softening. Again, the breath is going to help the tension just dissipate from the jaw, from the gaze, so that you're really focused on energizing the lower half of the body. Bring your hands to your heart center. Draw those thumb knuckles in toward the sternum. Pull the shoulder blades apart. Immediately hook the left elbow outside right thigh, prayer twist. Try to get your left elbow further up the right thigh and then press your right palm in the mat. Continue to rotate as you take the gaze over the right shoulder. If you feel like you're putting more weight, I'm falling here, into that right foot, go ahead. Bring some openness to the back of the left knee to help you energize the left leg. Breathe through the back of your left leg. Open up. Now take the gaze out in front of your right foot. Slowly pull the belly up and in, and then drape the left foot to meet the right. It's a nice smooth transition, soft and light, totally inaudible. Press the right palm into the left palm. Continue to take the gaze up. Now we're in our chair twist. Bring your hips in line with your knees. Sit back even more. Start to challenge yourself. Squeeze the inner thighs together. If you're here, you want to find some openness in the arms, maybe you bring a block, or maybe you just bring your left hand in front of your right pinky toe, reach the right arm up. Don't compromise that squared hip facing the front of the mat. Hold it here. Take one more deep breath. Then bring your palms together. Immediately square your torso to center. Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, fold. Let it go. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale, come up to a half lift. As you exhale, plant the hands down. Step the left leg back. You're in a low lunge. Left hand comes under the shoulder. Immediately, fingers are slightly spread the way a starfish will grip a rock. Shift your weight. My right shoulder starting to stack on top of my left as I reach my right arm up for a twist here. Right ankle stays under the knee. Take a gaze at your body. Organize the spine so it's lengthening. And now come on to the pinky side edge of the left foot. Vashisthasana, side plank. Here goes an arm balance that's typically approachable. A lot of us can come here when we're beginning our yoga practice, but it's still really challenging. Take any variation. Flex your feet. Lift your hips. Right bicep comes by the ear. Right hand lands on the mat, right into your plank. Come through your flow. Inhale for any back bend. Exhale for your down dog. Left side, left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step it through. Low lunge, 10th of fingers, right heel stays lifted. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. You're pressing down to rise up. Airiness, lightness. Think about a balloon. You just fill the lungs up, almost like helium here, allowing you to be more buoyant as you ground down through the lower limbs. Left ankle stays underneath the knee. These angles are imperative, right? We want to stack the body. Soften your shoulders. Now bring your hands to your heart center. Right elbow hooks from the outside of your left thigh as far up as you can with that elbow. Press the left palm into the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs together. This is how you're going to stay stable here. If not, you might feel you're going to tip left or right. Engage the legs. Let them do some more work. Now, maybe take the gaze over the left shoulder, up to the ceiling. Press, press, press. Scoop that belly up and in. Try to get the thumb knuckles to your sternum. Oh, twist a little more. And now, right foot meets left. Oh, at the top of the mat. Utkatasana chair pose. This is an exact science. It's okay to fall out of it. Sit a little bit lower. Where can you find the curiosity here? Can you get deeper? Can you settle into the shape? Is there some ease to be found here? Then bring your right hand on the pinky side edge of your left foot, starting to take a deep twist. Left hand can come to your sacrum actually, or you're going to reach that left arm up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the inner thighs together. Take the gaze up to the ceiling, optional. Inhale. Exhale to settle. Bring the palms together. Utkatasana chair pose. Bring that weight into those quads. Sit a little bit lower and then fold over the legs. Let it go. Flutter the lips. Heavy, heavy torso. Heavy torso. Inhale, half lift. Fingertips will graze your chin. Crown of the head points forward. Bend the knee, step the right leg back. Low lunge. Right heel is lifted over the big toe now. Plant the right hand down. Start to twist. Left rib cage opening up toward the ceiling. Bring that right shoulder back. Stack left wrist on top of right. Gaze might go up to the ceiling. Mindful of your drishti. Where's your neck? Is it in harmony with the rest of your spine? Feel your spine. Root your left foot further into the mat. And now, side plank. Roll onto the pinky side edge of that right foot. Stack your left foot on top of the right. Immediately flex your feet. You might even squeeze your glutes and push your hips forward. Maybe take the gaze up. Oh, little balance play. Slowly pivot back to plank. Come through a vinyasa or meet us in down dog. You decide. You can do this video as much as you like. Some days it might feel easy. Some days it might feel more challenging. All right, we're going to move through that a little more fluid. One more time, adding the breath with the movement. Breathe in as you lift the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward, low lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. Inhale, take the gaze forward, and then exhale, left foot meets right. Utkatasana with your twist. Inhale to come back to your chair pose, core is engaged. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift up halfway, engage the belly. Exhale, step the left leg back. Inhale, right arm lifts up, moving with your breath. Exhale, side plank, come into that arm balance. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, move through your flow. One more time. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Breathe in, nice and buoyant, nice and light. High lunge. Exhale, prayer twist. Inhale, gaze is forward. Exhale, right foot meets left. Sit nice and low. Inhale, chair pose. Here we go. Squeeze those inner thighs. Exhale, fold. Curl the corners of your lips. Maybe you smile. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knee, step the right leg back. Low lunge. Breathe in, left arm lifts up. Exhale, median side plank. Once again, flex your feet. Inhale to come back to plank. Exhale to move through your flow. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Let it all go. Flutter the lips. All right, big toes are going to come to touch. Draw the navel in, bend your knees, lift the hips, take the gaze forward, and then float to the top of the mat. Once you get to the top of the mat, lengthen your spine, create a letter L with the body, and then drape your torso over the thighs. Nod or shake the head. Complete surrender here in the jaw, the cheeks, the chin. Begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time so we can prepare to piece all of this together. All right, I'm going to do a little change here with the mat to make sure that you can see me. Coming back to Utkatasana chair pose, inhale here. See if you can get your knees to line up with the hips or the hips to line up with the knees. This is going to be crucial to execute your side crow. Sit a little bit lower and now lift your chest. Sit a little bit lower and now lift. Bring the hands to your heart center. Take the gaze and prepare steadiness, focus. Even while we're moving our body, we can still stay grounded. We can stay centered. Hook the left elbow back on the outside of the right thigh. Bring it further up. You got to deepen this twist. Sit really low. Press the right palm into the left. Ring, ring, ring the body out. If you feel comfortable here, you know what? Skip side crow. Or you're going to bring that left hand down in front of the right pinky toe. Reach the right arm up. If you can intersect your right quad with your left tricep, you are ready to fly. Come onto the balls of your feet. Let the heels rise. Slowly lower your hips to your heels. Bring your palms on the right side of the body so that your left forearm intersects your right thigh. Elevate your hips so they come in line with the knees. Grip the mat. Weight distribution should be even here. Now take the gaze forward, bend your elbows 90 degrees, and let your feet pick up. You're balancing both legs only on one arm. Take one more deep breath. Come back to center. Bring that prayer to your heart center as you sit on your heels. And then shoot that prayer overhead. Inhale here, a mountain pose. Maybe you push the hips forward for a back bend. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend your knees back to your chair pose. Here we go. Soften your shoulders. Let them melt down the back. Feel them melting. Bring your hands to your heart center. Belly immediately engage. Draw it in toward the navel. Hook the right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. As far up as you can. Press the left palm into the right. Here we go. Feel free. Stay here or sit a little bit lower. Create space, as we often have to do in our lives, to bring your right hand on the pinky side edge of the left foot and reach the left arm up. Deep twist. Sit lower. Now, lift your heels. Draw your sit bones towards your heels. Balls of the feet are wrap. You lift them up. Now bring both hands shoulder distance apart. This is when your hand, the weight in the hand, the wrists have to be strong for this. Lift your hips in line with the knees. Take the gaze forward and start to create a shelf for both legs with one arm. Hold it here. As you're trying for a moment, settle into your side crow. And then come back to center with the knees bent. Still working on our balance. Press through your heels. Bring that prayer overhead. Maybe push the hips forward for a back bend. Come back to center and fold. All right. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, step or jump to bent elbows. Breathe in for any back bend. Breathe out, downward facing dog. We're all going to meet in a child's pose. Sitting on your heels. Let it go. If you have about 5 more minutes, we're going to stretch the shoulders out. If you want to walk away, thank you so much for joining me for a little flight. If you're staying, let's meet in a seat. Bring the knees together and come to sit on your heels for your hero's pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up. On your exhale, bend that right elbow. Bring your left elbow into that soft, fleshy part of the right. And then eagle wrap the arms. Go ahead, hug the navel in, elongate the spine. You might even engage the glutes to protect the lower back. Let's just lift the elbows in line with the shoulders and then find a small back bend. As you exhale, bring your elbows into the navel, round the spine, spread the shoulder blades apart. Inhale, find a tiny back bend here. Lift the gaze up toward the ceiling. And then exhale, really feel an opening in the shoulders, round. Slowly, one more time. Take a small back bend, building that heat. And then pull the elbows right into that navel. Notice how the body easily folds into itself. Lift your shoulders back over the hips and then release. Let's take it on the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Bend your left elbow. Hook that right elbow into that little fleshy part of the left elbow and eagle wrap the arms, or you can just bring the palms together. Lift your elbows in line with the shoulders first, and now find a tiny back bend here as we open up. Pull the elbows into the navel, round. Take the gaze inward. Inhale, start to acknowledge your effort. Lift the elbows up. Exhale, pull the elbows right into the navel, round. One more time, inhale, lifting up. Keeping your back bend optional. And then bring the elbows into the belly. Lift the shoulders back over the hips. Slowly release. I'm going to roll out the wrists. So interlace the fingers. Just give me a little roll here. And now go ahead and flip your palms to face the camera. Stretch the arms out in front of you. And lift the arms overhead. Open up the shoulders one more time. Stretch the arms out in front of you. Taking a slight, kind of a variation of that cat-cow. And lift the arms overhead. Slowly release the arms back alongside the body. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your space, your energy. Just sending all those good vibes, positive vibes, and love. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.